Hey, badass listeners, welcome back to Volume 2 of the Summer Reset Reboot. How's that for a mouthful? If you missed last week, we are currently reaching into the podcast vault to bring back one of my absolute favorite, most impactful series, the Midlife Reclamation Summer Reset. Another mouthful. Today, we are tackling a massive topic: the complete and utter myth of balance. So if you're exhausted from trying to keep all the plates spinning and making everyone else happy, this episode is going to set you free. So grab a pen and paper because you got some homework to do, my friend. So enjoy Volume 2 and let's get into it. The thing about balance is it implies that everything gets equal time and equal energy and equal attention, which is freaking impossible. If you've tried it, and I'm sure you have, then you know that you cannot give equal time to everything. You're listening to Midlife Strategies for Badass Women, the no BS podcast for women over 40 who are sick of playing by someone else's rules. I'm your host, Sue Willoughby, badass midlife strategist, truth teller, and professional fire starter for midlife reinvention. Around here, we don't do fluff. We do real talk, bold strategies, and badass breakthroughs. Because midlife isn't a crisis, it's your damn power move. If you're all in, unapologetic, and ready to reinvent, let's get started. Hello, my beautiful badasses. It is Sue Willoughby. I am your host, and I'm also the Chief Badass Midlife Strategist. I'm here with you today, and it is time for episode 2 of our Summer Reset series about reclaiming your midlife. Today, I want to talk about balance and what exactly is balance and how we can achieve it. There's no such thing. I'm just gonna tell you that right now. There's no such thing as balance. Okay, so I'm a Libra, and I try and balance everything. I want everybody to be happy. I want everything to be good. I want the good to outweigh the bad and all of that stuff. It's not really about balance. It's about finding and seeking and creating alignment. What is aligned with your energy? What is aligned with your true being? What is aligned with your desires, right? Instead of trying to balance everything out. Because I will say for sure that if you've tried to balance it all out, you've ended up burnt out, probably a little bit bitter, and wondering where the hell you went in the midst of all of that, right? Trying to find balance with everybody else. You, yourself, you get lost. Okay, so let's see what we can do to reclaim that and rewrite that script. There's a lot of pressure culturally to, have it all. We can have it all. As women, we can have it all. If you're raising a family and you can also have a full-time job, you can also, have hobbies and pursuits of, everything. That's exhausting, and that is a lot. And we end up literally having nothing left at the end, right? We're exhausted at the end of the day. I know for me personally, I get grumpy and I'm like, it's too much. I've learned over time that it's okay to step back from certain things that don't feel aligned with me and my true self, instead of trying to do everything for everyone and, thinking that I'm doing everything for myself as well. So I'm going to call it out. As far as I'm concerned, I think balance is bullshit. Okay, I said it. Shots fired. Look out. Here we go. The thing about balance is it implies that everything gets equal time and equal energy and equal attention, which is freaking impossible. If you've tried it, and I'm sure you have, then you know that you cannot give equal time to everything. What it does is it sets you up for failure. No matter how much you do or how hard you try, it's based on other people's expectations of what your roles should be and how you should behave and how you should carry yourself and how you should go through life. Should. All of these things are put on you, on us, and eventually it's just going to wear you down and wear you down and wear you down. So how can you align things, which is really the goal here, with what your true values are, not just your obligations, right? So how much energy do you have? I found out recently that I did some exploration in human design with Mel McSherry, and I found out that I am not a generator, which I thought I was. I'm actually a projector. So therefore, I do not have my own internal energy source. I get energy from people around me that are generators. I'm not saying that I'm an energy suck by any means, but I'm energized by certain things. I do not create my own energy. So if I am going through life thinking that I have an infinite source of energy, then guess what? I'm going to run out. And, when I stop and think about it, I can tell there have been times in my life which are often, I just didn't always heed the call that, hey, you're running out of gas, like in your car, right? The little light comes on and it tells you, you better get to a gas station. You only got 10 more miles left. I need to go lay down sometimes and take a nap. I think naps are great. If you can't take a nap, but learn to read your energy gauge, right? Align your activities with the amount of energy that you have in your tank, the amount of time that you have in your day, and then reflect on how all of these things fit in with your actual values, okay? And like I said, not just your obligations. You can feel obligated to do way more than you have time or energy to do. And then that becomes people pleasing. We all do it. I have gotten much better at saying no and feeling okay that no is a complete sentence. And I found that when I do say no, rather than saying yes and then resenting what I've said yes to down the road, that if I say no up front, then I have more respect for myself. And then the person that I've said no to for whatever reason, it's not personal. They're like, okay, great. I just thought I would ask. You're not available. That's cool. I'll find somebody else. Great. Awesome. Maybe I can help in another way. But it's okay to say no, and it's okay to feel okay about that. It can be really easy to fall into that guilt trap. Like, I have to help everybody. I have to say yes to everything. I feel obligated to do this. And then at the end of the day, there's nothing left for you. Hello, my beautiful badass. I hope you're enjoying my summer solo series about reclaiming your midlife. If this has gotten you wondering about, wow, yeah, I really do need to do something here, and I'm a people pleaser and I just don't know how to get out of it, sign up for my newsletter. I offer a lot of tips weekly. It comes out on Thursdays. And if you're ready to rock and roll, just book a curiosity call. It's not a coaching call. It's not a sales call. It's just a, hey, this is what's going on with me. What the heck can I do about it? Kind of a call. I'd love to chat with you and help you on your journey and guide you down the path, whatever that path may be. So connect with me through my newsletter. You can also follow me on Instagram, Sue_Willoughby, or just go to my website, check out some of my coaching stuff. And I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great summer. So energy and all of that stuff is going to follow flows. It ebbs, right? And it flows. And some days you feel like you have a lot of energy and you can do a lot of stuff. And then there's other times when you have to be quiet and recharge, right? Your phone goes dead. You have to plug it in at the end of the day, or else it won't be usable tomorrow. You are no different than your phone, right? So as things change and as your life evolves, your priorities are also going to shift. And you should be able to allow those things and those shifts to take place without feeling bad about it, right? So, there's been times in my life where I have said yes more than I have wanted to. For any number of reasons, where I didn't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or I didn't want them to think that, I was a slacker, or I wanted them to like me. So I made myself more available than I knew I should be. And then I just felt shitty about it. If it was a commitment to something, then as the date approached for that commitment, I just felt crappy and I didn't want to do it. And I knew that if I pulled out at that later date, then I would look even worse. So I should have said no up front. So then I do the thing and it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel right. And then I get, I resent it and it just makes me feel icky. It doesn't end well. But if up front I had taken a moment to think about what kind of commitment this actually was, and I had said, I don't think that this is the right fit for me right now. So I'm going to pass. I could have walked away and felt good. The other person or whoever it was that I was committing to could have said, okay, great. Thanks for letting me know. I'll find somebody else or whatever. If we would learn to take care of ourselves first, we would be a lot better off. And we would have a lot more energy for the things that we really want to do and for the people that we really want to be around. And I'm going to bring the horses into it for just a second, because knowing horses and knowing their horse behavior, horses are always looking out for themselves. They are beings, they're prey animals, first of all. And as prey animals, they're always wondering, am I safe? Is that something that I need to worry about? How can I preserve my energy for in case something is chasing me and I need to get away? I don't want to be so depleted I can't run away and save myself. So horses always do what they need to do when they need to do it. If they need to eat, they eat. If they need to sleep, they sleep. If they need to run around and play, they run around and play. They do what they need to do to take care of themselves. And they don't think that they're being selfish. They're just doing what they need to do when they need to do it. So if we can take a lesson from the horse, right? The horse doesn't have a million things that it's trying to juggle. When I say juggle, I think about when I was a kid. I used to beg to stay up. This is how old I am. I used to beg to stay up and watch the Ed Sullivan Show for a number of reasons. Lamb Chop was on, which was a little puppet, and and also there was a guy on periodically that balanced plates on sticks. Okay, talk about juggling. He'd have all these sticks and he would be spinning plates on all of those sticks, and he never dropped one, right? Very, very rarely did he ever drop one. So think about it that way. How many plates can you keep spinning at one time without dropping them and having everything go to shit? So think about the horse, think about the plate guy, Think about staying up late and watching the Ed Sullivan Show. And think more importantly about what actually matters to you right now, right this very minute. Or when somebody asks you to do something, or when you're thinking about doing something, is this something that really matters to me? Is this something I want to put energy into, whether it be mental energy, physical energy, whatever else? What matters to me right now? Does this align with where I want to go, how I want to be in this world, how I want to show up? Do all of these things come into alignment? So rather than trying to strike a balance and give everything equal time, think about how it aligns with you and your true self and your energy and your focus. So these are some of the things that I think would be really important, right, to do and to think about, is to do what I'm going to call an alignment audit. So get out your trusty journal and your pad of paper or whatever, or your phone, and record, a few things. Think about everything that you've said yes to this month. Now, that may be a lot depending on where you are in the month. Let's make it a week. Think about and if you've been saying yes to a lot of things, you may just want to do a day. Okay. So think about all the things that you have said yes to that are either on your calendar, or maybe they've slipped off your calendar. They've already gone by, right? But let's take the things that are on your calendar right now. What have you said yes to that you have made a commitment to, right? And think about, where is it? Is it in alignment with your energy? And do you have a mental space and physical energy to do this thing? Okay. Then ask yourself, which of these things are actually aligned with what I want and what I need right now? Okay, so you're going to look at your calendar, you're going to see all the things you've said yes to, and then you're going to say, how much energy are they going to take, and are they aligned with what you want to do and where you want to be right now? Okay. Then I want you to ask yourself, what would I do less of if I stopped trying to be balanced and I started trying to be real and aligned with my needs and my desires? So that's your next step. So when you look at this list and when you make adjustments to it, also think about that and this process moving forward. When you are put in a situation of a yes or no, should I, shouldn't I? Is it something that I want or that I don't want? And like I said, no is a complete sentence, and it's okay to take care of yourself and say no to something if it means that you will have more energy towards doing something that you want right now. All right. I want to hear from you. I want to make sure that you're doing your homework. So please tag me, Sue_Willoughby, on Instagram. Tell me how many things you've taken off your calendar, if anything. And if you're thinking about taking some things off your calendar, like, how did this energy, or how did this alignment audit go for you? Did it make you stop and think about the things you're saying yes to and the things that you don't want to say yes to anymore? I'd love to hear what your thoughts were as part of this exercise. So tag me. You can also use the hashtag Midlife Reclaimed. That's hashtag Midlife Reclaimed. And let me know, how's it going? All right. Okay, that's a wrap for episode 2 of your midlife reset for the summer. And I am Sue Willoughby, the Chief Midlife Badass Strategist here at Midlife Strategies for Badass Women. Have a great week, and I will see you next week with episode 3.